Anisha, we're so happy to be talking to you.
Yes, thank you.
Finally,
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. And how is everything going? I mean, how is married life?
Married life is going great. It's something that just happened naturally. And I think that's when it's best, when you just, you know. And it was just smooth sailing. And I just wanted to find someone who brought peace to my life and joy. And I wanted a companion because I said, we're both 100%. We wanted extra credit.
Yeah. And I have a question because I was thinking about this last night. So if you think of Anisha when you started the whole family karma journey, would Anisha back then know that she was going to handle her relationship in the public eye this way? Or do you think that evolved when you just seeing what kind of quote unquote fame does and all that kind of stuff?
What a lot of people don't know is I never posted my boyfriends ever.
Oh, really?
Okay. Never, ever, ever. My close friends, when I say close friends, I mean family karma. They know this. They've known me. I've never posted anyone ever.
And is that just like, where does that come from? Just like you being a private person or not wanting to
No, I date people who don't want that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I date people who don't even have Instagram. Well, now I'm married.
Right.
Yeah. Like if my husband's on IG, I think his last post is from 2016.
Right. How does it feel knowing that, because we've talked about it so much on the podcast, that people are trying to dig? Does that make you upset or?
Well, when people try to dig, I don't mind because I'm a digger.
Yes.
For me, it's, if you do find something, let the person be the first one to post, like, for example, my wedding photo. Like, it's my wedding. I want to post it. Even if you found it, great, enjoy it, share it with your friends. But there's no need to put it on blast.
Yeah, totally. So when you met your husband, how much did he know about family karma, like your social media presence? Because like you are a public figure. Did he like realize that?
No, he had never heard of our show. And I think a lot of our audience, is women and the gays. Yeah. We love our gays.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of straight single men don't know what family karma is. They know the Housewives, but, our show is still relatively new. And so I told him in the first sentence, like I was like, hi. Then he swiped, we met on Hinge and not sponsored, but that's where we met. A lot of people ask which app. It was Hinge.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him immediately, I'm on this TV show called Family Karma. And he said, I think that's so cool.
Okay.
Incredible.
So, and then I was like, by the way, this is, also my podcast, Currently Cringing, because, I spew a lot of garbage there too.
Mm-hmm.
I have that too. So just before, because, we come from a conservative culture and it's better to lay it out on the table immediately. And then our first date, I said, I'm looking for marriage. And for everyone listening, I was mindfully dating, looking to get married. I was not dating to date. So I would tell people on the first date, everyone's like, that's a turnoff. Well, yeah, that's a turnoff for someone who doesn't want to get married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does he watch the show now or listen to your podcast?
I wish I could say yes. The man doesn't have time.
Okay.
To watch anything.
So is he like...
He did watch the first episode and he did watch my fashion show episode.
Okay.
So he's supportive.
A plane ride.
Oh, okay.
Which
is the only place to watch Bravo, let's be honest.
Oh my gosh, that's how I started.
It's a special space.
It is. Yeah. I remember the first time
is.
I saw Southern Charm on a flight and I was like, what is this?
Because it just goes down like candy.
Yeah. It is. It's the perfect thing. So he's supportive of everything, but he's not really in it. Was that like something that you were looking for in a potential partner, or did it just kind of happen that way?
I would say for me, if someone wanted to be on the show, it would have been a red flag.
Yeah.
Did you meet people that wanted to be on the show?
I did meet people who wanted to be on the show, and I did meet a lot of people. I want everyone to know that I really liked that didn't want to date me because I was on the show.
Oh.
So it takes a certain
Wow.
confident man
Yeah.
to date someone who's on a show that's out there.
Yeah. And so we know, we haven't seen him on the show, but I did hear you say in an interview that we will maybe see a bit of him towards the end of the season.
Towards season finale, you will see him.
Oh, that's exciting.
great.
It's not that he doesn't want to be on, television or something. It's he's a private person, and a photo here and there is no big deal. But now to even start saying he has a storyline, I don't know what his storyline would be. The guy's never there.
Yeah.
He'd literally walk in, say hello, eat something, and go to bed.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So then how does that work? Like that works for you clearly because you are married to him.
I am married to him. I live with him. And when we do have our time together, it's our time. And we have, our little vacation. Like anytime he has a day or two off, we're like, let's go skiing. Let's do this. Like that's, as you can see on my IG, like I travel a lot whenever I have any weekend off or free time. And then thankfully, I have close friends and family. But when you're older also, and you're doing what I'm doing, you want someone to be busy. I don't want someone wondering why I keep leaving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because so you got married, you were 37 when you got married, right?
38.
Okay. So it's so true. Like you have your life and it's like you're bringing someone else into it. And yeah, it's two paths.
And it's true. When you're older, you are set in your ways. So for me and for my husband, when we met, he told me, he's like, I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I've lived on my own for many years. I want someone who shares the same values as me and a companion that brings peace into my life. We basically just wanted people for each other that there's no drama. Like, okay, you're gonna come in and just be fun.
Yeah. So
and supportive.
Absolutely. So a typical month for you guys, because you're both jet setting, he's working a lot. What does that look like for you? I know you've only been married a few months, but you've been together a couple of years, right?
I've been with him a year and a half.
Okay.
I'll be with him 2 years this year in March.
Okay. Well, and I think that's the something that the fans, or at least I wasn't sure of. I think they tried to paint a picture that you were rushing into this because you weren't showing your relationship. And so I
had been with him for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I'm glad in the last relationship they clarified that because they made it seem like you were out of left field. Like, I'm going to change my life for this person. And you just met them a month ago.
Yeah. And I think people would feel that way if they never met the person, right? Because no one met him. And that was purely because people in my family, like my mom has said it on social media. I bring back the old reel. She's like, I don't want to meet anybody until you're at the altar. And that was a real thing because there was trauma for everybody in my life from my past relationship. I was with someone for 12 years. It was like a divorce for friends and family. It's not just you. It's everyone in your life gets affected. And I had that PTSD and I was like, you know what? No one needs to meet anybody unless we're married or at least engaged. And then couple that with his schedule. And literally every time he's come home has been for 24 hours. He takes the red eye. We hang out Saturday and we leave Sunday. The first time was to meet my parents. The second time was to meet my grandparents. The third time was to discuss the prenup. The fourth time was the wedding.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that's wild.
And obviously we've got engaged in New York. That was not with family.
Yeah.
My brother and sister met him at my proposal. And my brother was not happy about that.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is I thought of
so it's
course.
Like when my friends on the show are like, we haven't met him. I'm like, no one has.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That makes more sense when you put it in the context of your 12-year relationship ending and how kind of traumatic that was for everyone around you. Just wanting to protect what you're in now. That makes a lot of sense.
And to speak of, family karma this season, like what Monica's going through, right? Like
Yeah.
after things like that happen to you, you're like, maybe no one needs to meet anybody.
No, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Did you kind of like, as Monica was going through that, did you like sort of see, I'm not saying that like your relationship ended because of cheating or anything, but
it wasn't because of that ever. I dated actually someone amazing. It was other things, there's always something. It's like, find the 80% you can tolerate, pick your devil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone's going to have something annoying.
Everyone.
No. Yeah. No, great person. Nothing with like that with what happened to Monica, but I felt for her. I feel for her. The show's airing.
Yeah.
This is still unfolding. We've still, thank God, thankfully, and unfortunately for her, we've got a big season, right? We've still got a couple more episodes to go. We're not done. And so thank you to Bravo for all the episodes. I will
Thank
say
you.
for big season 3 for showcasing so much, and also the people who are reliving this. Like, that sucks.
Totally.
Yeah, thank you for highlighting that, because we forget, especially you see the Kardashians, like things are released so much if you watch that or so fast after they like it makes the Daily Mail headlines. But yeah, I'm just thinking about it. This happened because when are we seeing in time right now? Is it last May? Or last April?
I would say, around there. So maybe later.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I would think it's still fresh. And, it doesn't matter when it happened.
No.
Quite frankly, you relive it no matter when it happened. You're watching it again.
Yeah, and that makes sense. So just talking about when you started Family Karma and where you are now, what is something that you would tell Anisha, it's a couple weeks before you shoot, the cameras turn on in the first season. What would you tell her?
So as far as Family Karma was concerned, I have always kept it real. What you see is what you get. And I was very confused. I was scared with what was going to happen to me in life.
Not even just regarding the show.
Yeah, the show was like amazing. I'm so excited. Like, we're on a show.
Yeah.
And more like my mission was more like, I want people to know there's people out there that are in their mid-30s, not married, and don't have a clue of what's going on in any aspect of their life. The good thing I was thankful for was like, oh, I have health and family. But like, as far as actually having things in life that society looks for, right? Like, what is your value in society superficially? Unfortunately, it's, are you with someone? Do you have a personal life? And do you have a professional life? I had neither.
Yeah. Well, and I think we see that so much on Bravo too with the housewives.
Yeah.
Is like someone, because I'm a little older than you, someone who's around our age when they start their season, it's like they have money, they have blah, 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 they have a relationship, they might have kids. And so it is refreshing seeing you on the screen, just like an open book like that.
And I love what I love about our show is there's no like sugarcoating. Like it is what it is. Everyone's giving you what is actually happening. And, I got asked on another podcast, do the producers tell, I was like, I wish the producers told me something. Like, what you see is what you get. It's very real. And I started season 1 with nothing other than family, friends, and health. Like, the things when you have nothing, people tell you to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but you have family and you have your health. I'm like, okay.
You're like, that doesn't help. But things have changed so much for you now. And like, speaking of the professional side of things, this past episode, we got to see your line and that amazing fashion show. And how are things going? We saw your site is up. People are like hopefully buying stuff. And
So the to keep in context, like, someone on Twitter was like, you've spent $400,000, like you're a moron or something, or like, where'd you even get that money? A lot of people don't know. For context, that was from 2017 to 2023, present day. I've spent about $400,000. I could have had a mortgage and paid off a home, right?
Yeah.
And been doing this for a long time, the grind, and it gets exhausting. And to have the opportunity to be on Bravo, and Bravo does, the most to showcase me and my career. We all know, like, any chance I get, like, they're like, talk about your business. Like they're always like letting me promote it. And so it wasn't that I don't sell clothes. I sell clothes, but to keep selling clothes, to grow, to have employees, to have a real company, you need to sell a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
For me to actually have a marketing team, to have an assistant, to like that's what I meant. Like I would love to sell millions of dollars worth of clothes, and it's a very competitive landscape, fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said in this episode, which I thought was really important for like the South Asian community to hear, and everyone, is like, when you were in New York in fashion on the design side, you were just one of a few people doing that.
No one was Indian or South Asian, period.
So like, how did that feel, and how did you get into it? Through your parents?
Well, no, I actually did it on my own, and I got an MBA in finance.
Okay.
Haha. And I
so
always
Indian of you.
Yeah, and I knew I couldn't just jump into design, even though I know I have that skill too, because I learned how to sew. I spent a whole year learning how to sketch, and I did all that. But my father is a textile distributor, but my parents will be the first to tell you, like, they don't help their kids. Like, they're like, you're on your own. And so I actually applied for this job back in the day when you could do these things on Craigslist, when they actually had real job openings. We're talking 2010.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Lied on my resume that I lived in New York. Of course, did not. And from one week to the next, my family, thank God for immigrant parents that will do anything for their kids, moved me to New York because I lied and said I lived there. Did not live there. And within a week, lived in New York, and that was 7 years.
Yeah.
Till I reached VP. And then I knew after that, okay, they're not going to make me CEO. I'm brown. Or anything like that. Not them in particular, just these like fields. Like it's very
right.
That, you know, that's going to happen. And so, and forget being brown, being a woman. These are all female consumer driven industries run by men.
Yeah, exactly.
Beauty, fashion, cooking, right? All these things we think of as like, oh, female. Like, it's like, nope, they're all run by men. And so I knew like, there's only so much I can do here.
Yeah.
And I want to do something for myself. There is a gap in the market for, you know, extended sizing. It's not there. It's not. And so, you know, I'm a niche small brand that does relatively well. But, you know, I want to be a household name brand, you know, that next level. And that takes time and that takes money.
Right.
It looked like on your IG, you said that you have a brand deal in the works. Is that happening?
I do.
Yay.
And now that's up to me because, of course, all these great things happen and then you're planning your wedding.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Would it be something like Stella McCartney for Adidas, like that kind of thing? Or is it more just being head of a department? Okay.
That's amazing.
And I'm so excited. But I'll be honest, like with the scheduling now, and, you know, I'm getting into comedy, meaning, again, like I said, I respect comedians. I don't consider myself a stand-up comedian. I like to think of myself as a storyteller.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I can tell you a funny story. And so I had my first show at Caroline's on Broadway. I'm going to be on at the Miami Improv March 22nd. Have it. That's first. You're hearing it here first.
Woohoo!
Amazing.
So a lot of things, but then in this whole process, like ignoring my entire personal life, right? And having, you know, season 2 was dating, and you know, what people, so many women ask me like, how'd you find your husband? How? Oh my God, what do I do? I'm like, this was a 3-year full-time job.
Right. Can I say, Anisha, and this is coming, I mean this as a New Yorker, and so I hope you take this the right way. Like I always appreciate your hustle.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
If anyone's hustling, hun, it's me. I'm tired.
Yeah.
The week before my wedding,
but I do appreciate it, and I see it.
Trip to Turkey for like single women, because I joined when I was single, signed up for it when I was single.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm getting married next week, and I'm in a cave in Turkey, FaceTiming the boutique to pick my wedding outfit. My mom was so mad.
Oh my God.
Are we going to see something like that? Because I remember when you were doing that trip, are we going to see an Anisha cruise or Family Karma cruise or something like that?
Dream.
I would love to do that.
Actually, selfishly, I am talking about me joining you. not our audience, just me. And
Okay,
just
no, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's sign
seriously.
up. I'm friends with the company, so I'm like, hey, let's do a
Let's do
family
something.
karma trip.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go to Greece and see where the below deck stuff is, where they're stopping off in port.
It's a crossover. Family karma meets below deck. Put us
Oh
on
my
a yacht.
gosh. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Anisha, you need to book a show out in Denver or Boulder so we can come see you.
I will. I will. For sure I will. And I just want women to know everything is a hustle, unfortunately, even dating. Because they just they say oh, wait for it to happen. Like, no, I was in COVID. It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the panic. The panic hit when I was 37 in a lockdown. You will get scared.
Well, I'm just wondering, we talked about the comments that are thrown your way. And I feel like you are, if you don't mind me saying, one of the most controversial Family Karma cast members.
That is a compliment.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you handle, I just wonder how you all handle the feedback, for lack of a better term, internet trolls.
I think you have to realize you're on a show. We're here to provide you entertainment within our lives. Like, we're showing you our lives, and that's, there's freedom of speech. So for me, I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I'm open to hearing it. Now, do I agree? No. Am I going to fight? No.
No.
What matters to me as a typical immigrant child, I care really about what my parents say.
Yeah.
Indian parents are the biggest trolls.
Oh my God. That is so true. I 100.
I'm like, who needs trolls when you've got brown parents? Have you watched our show?
I know, right? The
incredible.
aunties and more the aunties. The uncles a little bit too, though. I mean, your
this
parents.
Sunday.
Yeah, go ahead.
When does our episode air? When does this air?
I was gonna put up on Monday, so right after this Sunday's episode.
Okay, perfect.
So people have seen it.
This Sunday's episode, as a viewer, speaking from it's intense.
With aunties and uncles?
No, I mean in the individual stories.
Wow. Okay.
There's some Amrita Nicholas stuff. There's some Vishal and Richa stuff that I don't think any South Asian has seen being discussed on national television. And the fact that we get to be the first people to do that is always amazing.
Yeah, this show is breaking so many barriers.
So many, every episode.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, the GLAAD Awards just came out, and Family Karma's there again.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, as someone who's lived my life in this way, and a lot of these things I see, but they're never told about South Asians. It's always oh, you're just a nerdy nerd. You're you have no control of your life or whatever. It's no, we all live our lives like everyone else, or however you want to say it. And that's never reflected on the screen, but Family Karma is repeatedly over these 3 seasons showing us the complex dimensions of our community that we know about, and our friends and family know about, but maybe not the wider American public knows about.
And what I love about our show is you have people that, I don't want to use the word outcast, but I can't think of a better word right now. Back in the day, if you were South Asian and you were divorced, immediately no.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not talk to her anymore. She's a bad look. Or,
totally.
Oh, she's 37 and not married. Stop inviting her. She's not a vibe. That's weird. Something must be wrong with her. These are all real things that I've learned now, talking to so many people who aren't South Asian, who watch our show, spans across society in general. I mean, the way people make you feel like some sort of an alien if you're past 35 and not married with no kids, you feel you're wait, am I weird? Is something wrong with me? You start second, the most confident people.
Totally. That's I'm really glad that you're saying that here, and that it's being showcased on the show, that this is a real thing. I have so many friends who are in the same position as you, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we need to remove the stigma around that.
Yeah. Oh, your son's gay? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
let's stop inviting her.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And it's there are still pockets of society that still behave like that. It's
well,
it's sad.
You guys are just killing it. We are so thrilled. We love recapping the show and supporting you all. And it sounds like we need to wrap up. So Anisha, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to
Thanks
meet
for
you
having me.
someday. And
Yes.
keep us updated on all of your, like, all the things that you're doing, your comedy, your podcasts, like your line.
Thank you.
have so much going on, and we just wish you
Yes.
all the best.
Thank you. And I'll be on Watch What Happens Live this Sunday at 10 p.m.
Woo! Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, for
100%.
sure. We will be talking about it. Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks,
Bye.
Anisha.
Bye, Anisha.
Bye.